Because you were fucking with my car. Alright guys, this is going to be our first Twitch stream. Hi ladies. So you guys can follow these beautiful ladies on Instagram.
What's going on, boys? Back with another fucking video. Your boy's feeling amazing. Why? Because you guys don't know why in the future. But today we're gonna have a really good day because the Camaro is almost ready to get started up. So I've had a lot of progress on this bad boy, as you guys saw in yesterday's video. I did do a whole bunch of stuff on it, so I gotta just button up a few things and I'll be able to get it running again. We are gonna take it down to Tiger, which is one of my really good friends. He does a bunch of exhaust work, amazing exhaust work. I can't wait to show you guys the work that he does because you guys are gonna fucking love the amount of just craftsmanship are in his welds and his exhaust work. And Vince is over here. Well, he's not here yet. Gotta call his ass and wake him up to come and finish up his car. He's gonna take out the rear, the whole interior, the glass, all that good stuff, so you get it over to paint. Working on the Mustang still. And today we're gonna be cleaning up a whole bunch of this mess because all the Camaro parts are here. And yeah, we gotta get it all set up and get everything nice and clean because you don't do your best work until you're nice and organized. Remember that. And the last thing is the motorcycle. Now I do have a gentleman that I've been working with. He's been helping me out with the motorcycle stuff, so very happy to have him. I'll be telling you guys about him as soon as I meet him. I actually haven't met him in person. We've only talked on the phone. So he's actually gonna come down and take a look at the bike because he's gonna probably wire it for me because as you guys can see, the wiring is a fucking mess. And I'm not an expert when it comes to motorcycle, guys. I've told you guys before that I'm a humble person, that I'm able to kind of tell you guys, hey, the truth. If I don't know how to do something, I'm gonna tell you guys straight up. I don't fucking pretend to know everything in the world. And unfortunately, I don't know everything there is to know about motorcycles so that I can wire something up pretty much by just feel. Because I did get the wiring diagrams, but everything's so different on the wiring that it's definitely not gonna be one that's gonna be easy for me to do. So I'm gonna have an expert take care of it for me. So he's gonna come down, take a look at it, give me a quote, and then he's gonna take it with him and get it done. But I got all these girls on Tinder hitting me up right now. What a life. I live in Claremont. It is what it is, boys. But I'm focused on work right now. I don't want to fucking talk to any chicks. I've actually limited the amount of time I give to girls only once a week, once during the week after 7 o'clock, and then once, and then Friday after 6, and then Saturday after 6, and then Sunday is pretty much free reign. I normally work on Sundays and I do errands and shit, but if somebody wants to do something with me, I'm open for it because it's Sunday. But anyways, let's get to it. First things first, clean. Cleaning is number one right now because we have to organize the shop because we might have a photo shoot tonight. If I do, you guys are coming along with me. Fucking do it. What's up, boys? Vince just got in the shop.
I'm working on everything. And what are you working on today, Vince?
Just taking off corner caps, back end, finish up the interior, taking out the roll bar, and then got the rest of the interior, and then it's taking out the motor.
So how long do you think it'll be? Another day?
Another day.
Nice. It's actually a pretty nice motor, 347. I'll show you guys when I actually pop the hood. Vince is way at it, man. When people say that Vince doesn't work on his own cars, it's a fucking, that ain't fucking true. This nigga works on all his shit. I can vouch for that shit for sure. But he's gonna get rid of all this stuff, all this, the duct wing, trunk, and everything else. It's coming together though. It's looking good.
Okay, boys. Almost done with the intake. I had to put a whole bunch of ports on the bottom of it because the car needs a whole bunch of boost references. So I have 2 lines going. Hold on, let me turn this shot before I get copyrighted. Okay, so I have 2 lines going to each of the blow-off valves. One here, and then one. Actually, I plugged it up. One goes here, and then I have a boost reference for the map sensor, and then I have a boost reference for the gauge. So, and then this one's just gonna be a dead hole, but I am gonna put a nicer fitting there. Put nicer fittings on all this shit because it looks kind of shitty there. You can't really see it from underneath, but I guess if you really look. But I want to make it look nice. So once I get those done, we'll be able to throw the intake on and then bolt it down, and then I'll be able to kind of start doing all of the fuel lines because the next thing I need to do is route all the fuel lines, return and pressure, and that'll be the next big project on the car.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be missing a whole bunch of parts for that. Not a big deal because that's the name of the game. We progress a little bit, we're missing parts, order some, and then we get some more, keep going little by little. But luckily there's a lot of things to do in the car, so I can jump around while I'm waiting for parts. Me and Vince are about to go get some lunch. He's almost done with everything on the car.
I got this thing torn down further, took out all the door glass, working off taking everything off the dash, then I'll take out the seats, all the carpet, sills on the back, roll cage.
It's quite a bit of work actually. I mean, we joke around that you could take apart the car with like a screwdriver, but it's still like a fucking day or two of work.
Right?
So, but luckily, you know, Vince, these are the only car he really works on, so he's very familiar with them, so he knows exactly what to do, how to take things off, and how long it'll take him. Even when there is shit like the gauge cluster, it was all like different wiring. He knows exactly, you know, what he's fucking with once he's taking things apart. And, you know, taking a lot of pictures always helps make sure everything goes back together the way it came off. But it's coming together, or coming apart. All right, what do you want to eat, bro?
I'm down for In-N-Out.
Fucking In-N-Out. Let's do it. Okay, boys. I'm fucking tired, and I have to do a bunch of reading right now because I'm trying to figure out how the starting solenoid is gonna get wired up. If there even is a starting solenoid, like this wire on the painless system.
Let me show you guys. It says engine ignition. It's kind of blurry. You guys can't really see that. Yeah, there you go. Engine ignition, right? But they have no ends on them, so I'm like, all right, what the fuck? So I have to do some reading
On the manual that came with the painless wiring system and try to figure out how am I gonna wire this thing up. Unfortunately, your boy's fucking tired. Me and Vince just had a huge lunch, so I don't do very well with mental capacity after I eat a huge meal because it slows everything down. The blood from your brain will go down to your digestive system to help digest everything. So normally I'm good with like physical work just because that's mindless, but like actual work with your mind is just not a very good thing to do. Anyways, I have to fucking read all this shit, figure out what's going on. So that's what I'm doing. It's probably gonna be the end of the day for today because that's basically what I have to do is figure out where everything goes, how to wire everything up. And once I do that, then tomorrow I'll be able to get everything ready. Vince is still knocking
away at the interior of the Mustang.
Right.
Gotta take the roll cage out.
Everything's going smooth, except for the fucking trunk.
Yeah, the trunk had
Yeah.
a couple issues on it.
It shipped and it was super badly dented right there. It was like caved in.
You can
But,
see a little bit right there.
Yeah. I fixed a little bit of it, so hopefully I'll probably just get a new trunk. Make life easy.
Yeah, just get a brand new one, just so I don't have to fuck with it too much. Because the body shop does, I mean, they charge a lot more money for repairs like this than it is, you know, to get a brand new one. So always smarter just to get as good of a body panel as you can, just so the body shop doesn't have to spend too much time on it and don't charge you a shit ton of money.
That's the name of the game, boys. Labor nowadays is expensive, parts are cheap. That's how it is. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Like always, hit the like button. Follow me on Instagram, The Mechanic NM, and Vince. It's Vince Hernandez, 60.
No, that's it. It's just Vince Hernandez.
Oh, that's it?
I think. Yeah.
Vince Hernandez 10.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in the description and I'll put it right here. Make sure you guys follow him. Instagram's fucking lit. This kid fucking built some cool cars. You guys are gonna see this one. It's gonna be a very nice color. I actually wanted to paint one of my cars this color. He's gonna do, you guys will see it, but it's a very beautiful color. With this, gonna be a sick interior too. Can't wait for that. Thanks for watching like always. Take care, boys. Back.
I want to drive. Why didn't you drive on?
Jesus Christ. You're gonna fucking destroy my car. You know how expensive this car is? Jesus Christ.
What the fuck is wrong with it? Why did it turn off?
What's your Instagram, baby?
Baby Everly.
And Tiff?
Tiffany Tiffi. What? Just kidding.
Link in the description below. It'll be there, guys. These are my models for tonight. Looking beautiful as always. Look at Tiff. Cute.
Well, he does.
Dude, I was watching, I forgot what I was watching. I was like reading Twitter and somebody was like, Joe Rogan is just Oprah for men. I was like, yeah, that's true.
Fuck, yeah, I haven't had canes in a while.
Canes?
Canes, Raising Canes.
Dude.
It's good to know.
Info. Nope.
Damn.
We're killing it today. What is going on, guys? So, me and Vince are having lunch, and every time we hang out, yeah, lunchtime. Yeah. Every time we hang out, we always have really good conversations. So we're just gonna record the conversation just because we figured it might be good. So here we are making our first. Is this called a podcast?
I don't know. No, this is not a podcast.
Not a podcast.
66,
And we're in and out, so we're talking. We're just waiting for our food. What number is it?
78, 71,
I'm,
68, please.
87.
Okay, 90. So we're here. Perfect. Yeah, dude, this guy's cool as fuck. All he does is LS motors.
That's pretty dope. No, see, I don't think.
73, 68, please.
Dude, they're killing it right
I'm
now.
telling
They're
you, they have
killing
so
the
many
game.
people in here.
Yeah.
Imagine how many people, like, okay, let's just say they do. How many an hour do you think they do?
Burgers?
Alright, how many hour? Yeah, how many burgers do you think they do?
Has to be a couple hundred.
I would say.
I'd say it has to be at least
71, 72,
2 a minute.
73, and 77,
So that's what, 120?
Yeah, it has
6
to be
minutes.
about 120,
120. Okay.
150.
Let's just keep
Depends
it.
how many people order.
Let's just keep it 150.
Yeah.
Get 73, 71.
Let's keep it 100 conservative.
79,
Conservative.
77,
So
please.
they have 100 people come through, and then each burger. I mean, each person's paying like what, $8?
Yeah, about there.
Yeah. So what? That's $800. $800 in an hour that they're making. I think they're
About
making way
there.
more than that.
But yeah, they have to make more than that
Way
because
fucking
they're
more.
making more with the soda.
That's true.
They make that's where they make most of their money.
In
Because the
their
soda's
drinks.
like dirt cheap.
It's like a
Well, that's
fucking
where
penny.
McDonald's makes all their money.
They
They
make
make
their.
all their money on the soda. Like if you look it up, they don't make much on their burgers. And if you look when somebody orders a soda, they make like $1 or something.
That's true. Because I spent $10.29. How much was yours?
So I only spent $5.50
you
because
only
I
got-
only got one burger.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Right,
I wonder
yeah.
how much their meals are then. I would
Their
just
meals
say.
are like $7 or something.
7. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, $8. Let's just
Yeah.
say. I think they're doing more than 100 though, because
Dude,
like
they have
fuck,
to do
dude.
way more. Dude, they spit through like 20 numbers right
like
now.
yeah, in the time span of what, like 5 minutes we were here.
Yeah.
They're probably doing like 300 burgers a day. I mean an hour, bro.
Probably.
That's so insane. That's so much money.
And it's always crowded.
Yes,
Always
80,
crowded.
81,
Up until like 12
83,
o'clock.
please.
Hey dude, I'm getting close.
Me too, dude. Must be fucking hauling ass today. Oh, it's probably like their
It's
busy,
like lunch hour. Yeah.
busiest hour. But imagine, dude, they're making like $5 grand. They're probably making like 10 grand a day. Probably more, like 20 grand a day. Dude.
Dude, they're making a lot.
They're making a shit ton of
lot.
money. It's so much money, dude.
Well, especially because, well, it's not franchise, right?
It's not franchise.
So their margins are probably bigger.
And they have everything in house, so they have their own
Exactly.
fucking cows.
Well, yeah, they have their own cows, they own
tomatoes.
everything, their own shipping,
That's why they have all their
distribution,
yeah.
and they don't have to technically like freeze it and travel far. Like everything's pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Because it's just like Southern California.
They expanded to
So,
Arizona.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Texas?
That's as far as it's gone, though.
Yeah. Are they in Texas?
I don't know. I know Whataburger's in Texas.
I know they're in Vegas because my friend in Vegas is like, yeah, we have In-N-Out in Vegas. I'm like, what? Because I don't go to Vegas to go In-N-Out. I go to
Yeah,
Vegas
exactly,
to go to the
yeah.
resort and then fucking eat at the hotels. Salon, yeah, or salon. Yeah, man. In-N-Out's fucking killing it. This motherfucker's making money.
They are.
Everybody's probably looking at us like, oh, these guys are blogging.
Right.
Yeah, it's a new fucking world, guys. I don't give a
It's
fuck.
the internet.
I don't know any of you. And you probably all have boring lives. Everybody's like, fuck you.
Right.
I'm serious, dude. Like, I don't really give a fuck because it's like, dude, unless you're living a cool life, a better life than me, like we said this morning, unless you're living a better life than me, you can't really tell me what to do.
Right.
There's some cases that's not true, but for the most part, what the fuck do you know? Like, you're not even at this
True.
level yet. Dude, next time let's go to Cane's.
To where?
Cane's.
Dude, yeah, Raising Cane's is damn good.
Try that
I haven't
shit
been there in a while.
Have you ever tried Roscoe's or any of those places?
Yeah, I've been to Roscoe's. Dude, when I went, said Seti the Entertainer was there.
Oh yeah,
I
just
was
chilling.
like, what up, Seti?
Hey,
Yeah.
like, hey.
He's like, hey, brother.
That's
That's
so
funny, right?
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
dude, anytime you go to Roscoe's,
You see
he knows,
somebody-
he knows someone's gonna be there. Dude, I love, like, right in the front, like, right when you enter, the one in Long Beach, they got, like, Obama there.
90, please.
90, that's me.
Yeah,
You want to talk to the camera?
not really. Yeah, you shut that.
When I was working there, like we showed like who was making the most money, like as far as
Oh, it's like
text.
a little board or something?
Yeah, so because we had like competitions for whoever produced the most hours because we did flat rate.
Yes, 92.
And there was like at
yes,
least 3
please.
guys in the top 10 from Firestone, and then everybody else was like all scattered. And then it was me. So like, I was doing like 90 to 100 hours a week. And these guys were doing like fucking 120 to 130. Fucking insane, dude. Like the amount of work they can do in that fucking shop, and the efficiency of their workers is insane. Cause like everything has to come together. Service writers have to fucking know how to sell fast, know how to get parts fast. The mechanic needs to know how to fucking fix a car fast, properly, without any comebacks.
Right.
It's insane, dude. So they had three of those motherfuckers doing that level of work
Yeah, per week.
consistently. Yeah, it's insane. So I would always be like one of the top guys producing work, and it was always these guys, like 3 of these guys. I'd actually never met them. I never worked at this store. I always wanted to come and check it out because before I didn't know any better, but I wish I did.
Oh, so it's all the local stores or whatever?
Well,
Or all the Firestones, like the board?
all of them, all California.
Okay.
They had like West Coast, Midwest, North, Southwest, and then like the East Coast North, East Coast West, East Coast South.
All you see is a gamer tag.
Pretty much, bro. Yeah.
See it?
Well, one dude was like Samoan. He had like a weird ass name, and I remember his name because it was like a Samoan name.
Yeah.
Always fucking first, dude. He was doing like 140
Yes, 94, please.
consistently. I was like, damn. That's a lot of work.
That is. I fucking die. It's so much stress.
Bro,
So much work.
so much work. I mean, at that point though, that's all you do. You become a robot.
Yeah, you do. You're just like.
You're just killing. Because like right now, as a one-man shop, I have to do billing, I have to do parts, I have to do repairs, I have to do customer relations, I have to do everything. So a lot of my time gets taken away by that shit. But if you're just a mechanic, only doing the work, and you have an efficient shop with everything else going right, you can just produce.
So much easier, yeah.
Yeah. Because any issue you have, you're like, hey, this part's wrong. The parts guys, they find it for you fast.
Well, yeah, even at your shop, you call and you get a part in half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's because I know what's wrong, why it's wrong, where to get it from, how to explain it to the parts guy. And a lot of people that don't know, they're just like struggling trying to fucking find a part. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
Those little dogs. So much money.
I know. Most of them are annoying as fuck too.
They're what?
Yappy.
Yeah, they're annoying, bro.
Well, I know.
But they're like girls love those fucking dogs.
They do.
Like my friend.
So, at my high school, a girl had one of those. She had a private jet.
Bro, the dog?
Like, her family had one. I was like, who the hell are these people?
That's awesome.
Right?
It's like I have a private jet and I bring my Yorkie to fucking work. I mean to school.
Dude, she flew out of state to get like her braces done or something. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Like in a day. Just go and come back.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good for you, I guess.
A rebel, bro.
Right.
Rebels.
Rebels.
And there's a lot of people that have those things. You get like fine breeding people that you could like breed them with.
Dude, now though, the market's dominated by Frenchies.
That's true. Get in the dog flipping game, bro.
Puppy hustlers. Dude, you could definitely make 6 figures.
Easy, bro.
Hustling puppies.
Fuck. I mean, it's not what I like though.
No. But, dude, really nice Frenchies. $5 grand a pop.
All day.
Easy. That's 20 a year. It's like most of them only have like 2 or 3 though. So
So you have to have like
But-
a couple.
yeah, you have to have a couple dogs. Quite a few to be producing those numbers, but it's doable.
Yeah. Well, it's like anything. It's like with the car business. You're not gonna start off with 30 cars.
No.
You're gonna start with fucking 1, work up for 2. Maybe one year you do maybe 3, 4 cars, and then next year you start getting more and more. I don't know, dude. I figured out that like you can pretty much make anything into a business. It's just if you want to put up with the bullshit in that business to keep it going and be successful. You know what I'm saying? So like
Exactly, yeah.
like dogs. I don't want to fucking pick up their shit. I don't want to be there when they're breeding, when they're making, like having the babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. None of that sounds appealing to me.
Right, you don't want to nurture them, take care of them,
No,
feed them.
I don't give a fuck about puppies at all. Like I'm just like I have other shit going on. Like they're cute, and I'll play with them, but that's it. But I don't want to spend my life and time with fucking puppies all day. Some people like that's all they want to do.
Sure.
But the whole point of it is to find a business that you really enjoy doing, and
Like,
you can
dude,
deal with the problems.
Social media management, that's easy. You could honestly, legit businesses would pay $500,000 a month for you to manage their account. You get 10 businesses, that's 5 to 10 grand a month. About an hour or 2 per business a day, or like about an hour. But you set that schedule up. But I don't want to be on fucking Instagram all day.
And there's some people that do, and they're good at it.
Exactly.
There's people that do that shit that don't get paid. They're on IG all day and they don't get paid. I mean, your boy spends what, an hour? I brought it down to an hour now.
Right. I have my limit at an hour.
Yeah.
I close it.
Mine said half an hour, and then it comes off. I'm like, fuck. Ah, shit. Just keep scrolling.
It's like a morning poop right there.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you. I was like, man. But I look at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, I did 50 minutes today instead of an hour.
Right.
But fuck, man.
Yes, number 18 and 19, please. 18 and 19.
Yeah, because if you think about it, when we first got here, they were on like high 50s, 60. Already on 19.
Yeah.
That's already like 58 burgers.
Where are they at right now? 19?
18, 19. They're already at like 60 orders.
Since
Which
we got
each
here.
order could be maybe could be two burgers.
Yeah, I mean, we've only been talking for maybe 10 minutes. Probably more.
15.
I would say 15, yeah. So we got here. So my buddy texted me. 123. It's 143. Yeah, so 20 minutes. So they're doing at least 200 burgers.
They're still lined up.
Crazy. And all of them are like this.
Yeah, all of them.
It's all a system, bro. It's all a process. You get the process down and then you can replicate it, no problem. And then finding the people that can keep
Right.
the process going. That's the biggest problem, is finding people that can keep the process going. Like with Firestone, when I worked there, Firestone is the best run auto repair business, hands down. There's no other business that I've seen that has the processes like Firestone does. They have really good training. They have really good processes for repair. They have everything down, bro. The problem is that they don't have proper managers to manage the processes and keep people doing the processes properly. I didn't even know that they had these process books, because they give you like huge manuals on how to do your job properly, like from start to end.
Yeah, they just give it to you and you're like, I'm not gonna read this.
Nobody fucking
yeah,
reads
you're
it.
like, I'm not gonna read that.
So everybody kind of just goes and does whatever the fuck they want.
Exactly.
And then nothing's the
It's
same.
not efficient. Yeah.
So like if they actually follow what they're supposed to, they would maybe, like, every fucking business would be doing what they're supposed to be doing. Like this one fucking follows it.
Yeah. Well, in and out, everybody has their own like little station.
Everybody has their station. Everybody knows their
Just a
job.
little station, right?
And they have the managers to be able to put all that in place and keep that shit going, so that people aren't fucking, oh, today I feel like putting a little bit more salt in the fucking burgers, you know. But I replicated Firestone's model, and it works, obviously.
Right.
But
Don't reinvent the wheel.
there's no point. They like, I basically copied their entire thing, dude. And the problem, I mean, obviously the biggest problem that I found is finding the people that can actually implement that shit, because it's very difficult. Unless they're getting paid a lot of money and they have experience and they're smart, it's hard to find people that can do it.
Well, otherwise they'll just do it on their own.
You know? They're like, I don't get paid enough to do this shit.
Exactly.
Do you think that it's better to pay people up front good money, or wait until they start doing a good job and then reward them with money?
It all depends what the job is. I mean, if it requires skill, like a lot of jobs, like a lot of trades, they require you to have a lot of skill, experience, and a craft somewhat. So, I mean, obviously the but right? Or if they're worth it, then yeah.
I know, but how do you know they're worth it? I guess you just wait and see.
Well, yeah, you'd have to fucking see.
Wait and see, but
right?
Because some people do come in and they're like, I want 100 grand. You're like, okay,
Well, yeah,
well,
then-
let me see.
Well,
They're like-
see, most people are gonna be like, oh yeah, here's my resume, I did this and that, but it's just bullshit.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's
It's
why
just
I'm like-
bullshit. It's just all talk.
I'm like, do you, like, and then, I guess you could tell, like, I know when people are bullshitting and they're
Yeah,
like not
it's
legit.
like-
But man, sometimes you gotta just roll the dice, I guess, man. Because some people are like, oh yeah, I want 100 grand because this is what I'm worth and this is what I
Yeah,
can
exactly.
do for you and this is what I can grow your company. And it's like, okay, well, you got 6 months. Show me what you
Right.
got. But in those fucking 6 months, you spend, you know, $500,000 or 50 grand.
Exactly.
So
So, I mean, obviously, unless if they're credible and you know them or something like that, let's say it's some top guy in this other shop, and then he moves up to your bigger shop, then obviously he's worth the money and stuff, he's credible, he does really good work, he manages really well, efficient, But if he's just like, oh, here's my
Out of fucking
paper that I
nowhere.
typed up. Oh yeah, I'm awesome. Fucking wrote it in crayon. I want 100K. You're like, most of those guys are just gonna be full of shit. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I guess a guy that is making 100 grand and wants a job, he's gotta be a little more presentable.
Yeah.
Get 43,
It's always a risk, bro.
47, please.
It's always a roll of the dice when you're hiring people. You just never know. Some people that I thought were complete shitbags ended up being like the best fucking people to work
Right,
with.
yeah.
And some people I thought were like amazing in the beginning, they ended up being the worst. Steel and shit, you know, type of shit.
Yeah. Right? It's just people you never tell.
People are people, man. Want some fries?
I have a couple extra.
Throw them in your thing.
But I'm not gonna eat that many. That's more than enough.
Get 37, please.
But
37.
generally, if you're paying people more, they normally do a better job for you. Like in and
Normally,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, like in and out. Like they find people that are willing to work for you because
And then-
there's a lot of people trying to get that job.
But then what happens too is there's a certain point where it can go to that person's head where it's like, oh, I need to make even more because you need me. You're dependent on me to make everything, to do everything. And it becomes one of those like ego things. And then that's when you're like, okay, fucking go kick rocks because I could do it without you. I mean, I can.
Or I'll find somebody else.
I'll find somebody, exactly. I'll find somebody else who's just as good as you or almost as good as you for less. So, I mean, there's always that thing too where people could fucking shoot themselves in the foot. Where like, it's like they climb the mountain, they get to the top, and it just turns into like fucking like, oh, now you need me, you can't do any of this without me. And then two, they might slack off because they're like, hey, I'm at the top.
I need more money if you want me to produce the same.
Exactly.
I see that happening normally when people overextend their lifestyle. So
That's what happens, yeah.
so they start making 100K. They spend for 100K, and they're like, shit, I need more money
Exactly.
to keep up this lifestyle and get more. And then you give them a fucking raise, and then they end up spending that raise.
Yep.
So they don't know how to manage their money on the back end, so they think they want more.
Well, yeah, that's what happened with one of my dad's workers. It's like he got like too big for himself type of thing. And I mean, my dad's like, what do you mean? I pay you really well. He got good money. This was like back in the heyday before in like 06 or whatever, when people were like doing remodels and all this shit. But he's like, yeah, he got like way too big for his own britches. Like he had the new truck, he had, you know, he was doing really well, knew this, knew that, new boots, new truck, new clothes, he got a new place to stay. But it just turned into like, oh, I need more. It's like, okay, like, but
Well,
find
you own it.
somebody, yeah. Just now, if you want more, get your own contractor's license, start your own company, do this, and then you can make more, right?
There is a cap.
And what happened, I think like after my dad told him like pretty much fuck off, a year later or something, he was called, hey, is there any work? Can I work for you? Hey, and it's like, hang up the phone, nope, because
You don't play games.
when someone does something, they'll just do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, luckily for me, I've like been around business my whole life. So
You've seen all the bullshit.
So I've seen like a lot of bullshit, the fist fights, the contemplations, the arguments, you know, just business,
Yep.
right? Especially when you get into like
Yes,
industries like
53, 57,
construction or
52,
automotive. It's just a bunch of dudes, so
Yeah.
of course you're gonna get the fights and stuff like that.
Well, generally, like mechanics aren't, you know, the smartest people.
True.
We're just not. So it's like, you know, you do have to have a certain level of IQ, but it does end up being just a fucking pushing match because we're all full of
It does,
testosterone,
yeah.
dude. So it's just like, you end up fucking getting mad with other guys that are fucking alphas, and you're just like, just go, bitch.
Right?
There's been at least 5 times in my life where guys have thrown hooks in shops just because like they just had so much animosity towards each other, you know. And it's normal. I mean,
And you throw blows and then everything's cool
and
after.
then, yeah, you're like, all right, cool, everything's
Right?
cool, because everybody understands, you know, like, you know, if you're a fucking lawyer or a doctor,
Yeah,
and you have a fucking problem with somebody, it's a lot different.
It
It's
is a
fucking
lot
way
different.
different. They're not gonna fucking throw hooks.
I'm gonna throw paperwork at you.
They're gonna sue you for some bullshit. Like, motherfucker.
Right.
But it's different, man. But in our industry, it's just different.
Yeah, extremely different. You can't hide behind a desk, an office, paperwork, someone else. Just fucking man up, bro.
Let's get to work, bitch.
Yes, number 60, please. 60.
Dude, they're already on 60.
There's 60 and
That
it's-
was another 100.
100 right there.
100 orders.
And that was what, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes now?
Yeah, probably another 20. Like, I mean, that.
So yeah, they're doing at least
100
200.
Yeah, at least.
At least 200. Check that. Think I will come and check out the car in about an hour or so. Will you be there? Yeet. Heading back to the shop now. At lunch. I keep getting these texts from like to vote, and they're like, "Oh, the Democrats, oh, the
yeah,
Republicans,"
some
and then I'm
shit
just
like
like,
that.
"Ah, leave
Okay,
me
okay.
alone, dude."
So I gotta ask you a question, pal. Now, when you created the name, the Mechanic OC, did you just want it to be super broad so that when you Google or look up mechanic, you just pop up?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah,
Smart.
Yeah, so like when people type in, because people either look for
Auto repair.
auto repair,
or
mechanic, or specific
Yeah.
Audi mechanic.
Yeah.
But they always search for one of those.
Yeah.
So then the name was, I was like, okay, the mechanic. I wasn't gonna put the auto repair, like Nestor's Auto Repair.
Yeah.
It was like the
59
mechanic.
and 61,
And
please.
because they had mechanic actually had more searches in Google Trends than any other name, or any other word.
Anything, Yeah.
So that's why I chose
Yeah,
that.
that's where you went with it.
Yeah. It was like 50% more searches for mechanic
Yeah.
than any other search. So yeah, that's why I did it.
Right? I mean, smart.
Yeah. And it was easy to find, easy to remember, easy to brand, and plus the plan originally was to franchise the business, so like I wanted to open up a whole bunch of different
Yeah, so
branches.
you blah,
So
blah, blah.
I wanted to
So
do
you're all Orange County.
the Mechanic
Exactly.
OC, and then we have Mechanic LA, Mechanic San Diego,
Mhm.
Mechanic Texas, the Mechanic.
Yeah, so on and so forth.
Yeah. So that was the whole point of that, is to the branding was to be started from the beginning. Because like from the beginning, bro, like I wrote out like all the processes just like Firestone.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they literally had scripts.
Yeah, they had the
Like for service riders, for mechanics, for everything. Like they had script, like they told you what to say to people. Like literally, and I was like, how much, like how
okay.
easier can this be? Like,
Right.
and like the sales guys, the best guys were the ones that went off the script.
Yeah.
The best guys, and I was like, why the fuck aren't people using this? Because they can get commission. They give fuck less. So then like my other service rider, when I had other service riders, some of them got paid commission, so they were incentivized to sell more.
Yeah, so they kill the game on it.
Yeah, so they were like learning how to
Sell.
sell properly and shit, and how to tell people things, and how to read people and all that stuff. But like I said, dude, Firestone had it down. Like they literally had everything that I would imagine down. Insane.
Wow.
But the differences with them is that they had a lot of sales scripts for tires, because their main business
It
is
is
tires.
It's their
Yeah.
Firestone brand.
Yeah.
I know. Well, they have like really good tire warranties and this and that. They always try to get you for the tires or like their credit card to pay
yeah.
for their tires
Mhm.
and service and this or that.
Yeah, and then they had anything with suspend, like tires, like anything undercar. They really were. That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
easy.
they pushed.
It's mountain balance.
Yeah.
Mountain balance alignment. That's it. If you just do that all day, I mean, come on.
And I think Bristol bought them. Somebody bought them. Some Chinese company bought them, and then the Chinese came in, and they really stopped giving a fuck about the service side. They care more about
Just
tire stuff. So that's what they were really focused on because that was their main business.
Yeah.
So the auto repair business was good, but it wasn't as good as it can be, and they didn't focus on it. They were just pushing tires. But besides that, their actual material for everybody was incredible. Like when I first started there, I went to a class and they taught me how to do flats. They taught me how to do the basics, which
Yeah, they
nobody
teach you everything, yeah.
nobody else did that. And I was like already a master tech, but I still
Yeah.
had to go. And I learned a lot, but that's what I mean. They
Yeah,
had
almost like a mini trade school.
mini, like super
Yeah.
mini, and then if you wanted to go for more shit, they sent you more
Yeah,
classes
that's
put
cool.
on by Firestone guys.
Yeah.
So it was really good, man. Like I really like their company, the model. It's just that they just don't focus on it, so they don't find people. It shuts off automatically.
Yeah, randomly.
They don't find people that can put the processes in place.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a good company. Let's go.
Yep. It's brands.
What's better well, obviously not tearing down a building is better, but when do you tear down a building?
When do you tear down a building?
Yeah, because like these fuckers tore down that Sears, right? And they're gonna build something brand new, but they ain't tear down another building. Like what's the reasoning behind that? I'm pretty sure it's up to code and there's no other issues. Is there a reason why they would do that?
It all depends. Like you could build off of the structure of like another structure, so to say. So like if you're building off of something, then like why tear it all down? But if like the construction or the model or the architecture is going to be totally different than from what it is, and it's probably easier to just tear it down.
So there's a couple different things that like make that choice up, right? So there's like money, how much it's gonna cost, what the new design is. That's basically the two, right?
Pretty much it, yeah.
Because like they started a brand new development over there on Beach in Westminster, and the 22 Beach in Westminster, and they next to like all the dealerships. There's a DMV over there too. But
yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Well, yeah, it's all like torn down.
Yeah, so they tore that shit down because that's where I picked up my bike. The two bikes, it was right over there, so I haven't been over there in a long time. So I passed by there and everything was torn down, dude, and I was like, what the fuck? And they're building brand new developments, like brand new apartments and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I think they're doing that because everything else was commercial.
Well, what happens too is in the older cities, a lot of the land it's commercial property, or like it's like a dual zoning. So there's like residential, but it's also could be zoned commercial. So land developers, they'll buy up like 4 or 5 homes on like next to each other in a lot, tear them all down, and then they'll put up a commercial, like apartment units, because that's worth so much more than just
4 houses.
4 or 5 houses. You're gonna get 10x the net value of all the apartment units.
And it's almost the same as building a house, isn't it? As far as cost?
all the cost is pretty much almost the same. So you make so much more money doing that way. But like in newer cities and stuff like that, I mean, you can't do that. But the older cities still have like that weird like dual zoning in the city itself, which it's like weird. But like if you take advantage of that, I've seen that a bunch. Where like Westminster, Garden Grove, and stuff like that. They'll just be like random like brand new apartments that are just popped up like kind of like in the city next to like a bunch of residential area.
In the new cities, they don't allow that, or what? Everything's already zoned for shit?
Yeah, everything's already zoned. Like it's only residential type of thing. Because back in the day, people like in the older cities, it would almost be like a home but a business. Like people would have like a little kitchen or something, and they would live there, but like in the front it would be like some sort of like mini little restaurant, and some gas stations were like that. There was a gas station, and then boom, like right in the back there was like the little living quarters. So it was like a dual zone type of thing.
There was a liquor store like that in Santa Ana.
Yeah, exactly.
That on top of it they had their loft where they lived.
Yeah. And
they tore that shit down because they're making Bristol bigger. I think I showed it to you. I was like, oh look, there was a liquor store. I don't know, never mind. I don't think it was you. But yeah, they had that shit over there in Santa Ana. Santa Ana has a lot of that.
Yeah.
They're building the tallest skyscraper in Santa Ana. That's what my friend said.
What? That's bullshit.
That's what she said, bro. Because she lives in
she lives in downtown. That's why I was like, really? I never heard
You're not
anything.
gonna build that in Santa Ana. For what?
That's what I said. I was like, I guess in downtown maybe, because like you know how they built all those lofts.
The tallest, or is it supposed to be the tallest in Santa Ana because there is none? Like,
Probably.
like,
No, they said
45 feet. No,
she said Orange County, bro, and I was like, where? And I was like, where? Like what the fuck? I was like, have they secured the land? Like they normally don't start building until they, I don't know. I was like,
Secured the bag.
I don't know, but she said that they were gonna bring up the valley because she moved to like right next to 4th Street, like on 3rd
Yeah.
and like Main, so it's like that little
Right
downtown area.
Yeah, dude, 4th Street's the bomb.
Yeah.
Dude, you got, what's it called right there? What, Northgate?
Yeah, they got all kinds of really good spots on there now, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of believed her. I wasn't sure, to be honest. I was like, I don't know, because they're developing a lot, and it makes sense, but still, I'm like, I get it, because there's like the courthouse and there's a lot of people in there, dude. Like last time I went to the Artist Village, my friend lives there, and I went in like the parking lot underneath, and I was driving through it. Fucking really nice Mercedes, really nice.
Oh, dude, there's a lot of money there.
Yeah, there's a lot of money.
A lot of the, especially in Westminster, like a lot of the Asians and stuff, they just like living there because it's really cultural and it's cultural based, like towards Asians and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of these people with money, I've seen, they literally tear down like a home in like a pretty somewhat bad neighborhood, and they like just build this super massive, like really nice home for the neighborhood, like overly nice type of thing. But yeah, they have their Mercedes and BMWs and like new cars like parked, and they have really good money, but they just like living there.
I don't know, there's a lot of that going on in Santa Ana right now. It's really coming up. We'll see how long it will take, but...
Well, dude, as you see, like, well, as things become more and more expensive, like, it expands. So, like, everywhere, like, all of Orange County is kind of expanding. It's also expanding towards, like, Inland Empire, and all those places are becoming more expensive because it's becoming too expensive to live over here.
Makes sense.
So maybe people who were in Orange County, like South OC, like where we're at, got too expensive, so then they expanded to, you know, Santa Ana and like the neighboring cities, and they do have a little bit more money than the people there.
And it just keeps going and going.
Yeah,
and going
exactly,
and
and it keeps going, and then the people in Santa Ana or other cities are expanding towards, you know, Riverside area, Inland Empire.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of people say that it's bad to gentrify a fucking community, and it's like, oh, they're gentrifying the community and they're kicking everybody out. And it's like, I get that complaint, but I also, I don't know. Hold on, let's talk about it when
You think McDonald's gives away their secret sauce?
Fuck
Nah.
you. Figure your shit own shit out. Shit. Unless you're your boy. Oh man. So yeah, man, fucking people, dude. They're always fucking. I don't know. They always ask me questions about you too. They're always like, "Hey man, how does Vince get so much money?" Like, nigga, he's been doing this for years. What the fuck do you think? This shit just comes after, like, out of nowhere.
That's fucking good at what I do.
People, man. Well, yeah, I think I told you about that one kid that messaged me. He's like, how does Vince get so much money? And I'm like, he has a really high IQ and he works really, really hard. The fuck do you think? But yeah, man, fucking somebody was arguing with me about gentrification, and I get the point, but I'm like hardcore capitalist, right? Like, I'm all about like money, like making money.
Well, yeah.
And I can see the point. It's like, people are like, well, they're kicking people out that can't afford it, blah blah. But I'm all like, my point is like, well, they're making it better for everybody.
It could be good and bad. Like, I'd say probably one of the best ones ever, Dodger Stadium. Chavez Ravine, they kicked everybody out, all the poor people, but then they created Dodger Stadium right there, Chavez Ravine, and it's something that unites the whole entire city, you know.
And that's the thing. It's like, but that's the thing, dude. I don't look at it as good and bad. Like, I never look at things like good and bad, and people don't understand that. I'm like, dude, it's because you don't know what the consequences of those are going to be.
Well, the reason for gentrification, or like anything,
just go straight. Oh, never mind. Do your thing.
Good. Yeah, I'll just go straight. Easier. But yeah, dude. Well, anything in the city is all based off of capital. Like, what's gonna make them money, you know?
Well, that's the thing, dude. Like, I don't know. I just don't see things as good as bad because I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, we have an idea.
I'm talking about like moral standpoint, good and bad.
Well, moral standpoint, that's the
If
thing.
you look at it, well, if the world is just black and white, or the world is does it make money or not? Well, how does it benefit you or not? Type of thing. Anything political or anything city or government, it's just all about money. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So all these decisions are based off of who's gonna profit. That's about it.
Yeah, man. I guess as a business person, I'm just more like black and white, and but it's a difficult topic, man. It's a difficult topic. That's why it's a big question, because it's like, okay, when does gentrification become good? When does it become bad? What are the limits? What are the lines?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when do you kick out somebody that's like, where are the lines? And people, I guess, don't want to have those conversations because they're difficult conversations to have.
Right.
Like, when does capitalism become when does it go too far?
Yeah, and that's morals.
Yeah, and I guess at the end of the day, man, like, most of the time, most things like that have worked out pretty well. Like, let's just say Miami, right? They turned that shitty ass fucking place. I forgot the name of it, but they have all this graffiti on the walls.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
So then, like, there's this place in Miami, like, that's just coming up. It's pretty badass right now. It's pretty popular because all these like graffiti artists came into this like shitty ass place, and they just like redid all of the buildings, and they like put a bunch of graffiti. So now it's like an artist village type of thing, and there's a lot of businesses going in there, cafes and really cool spots that are like, it's all the hipsters.
Yeah.
But now, like, bigger like Gucci's in there now, and there's like other bigger companies coming in.
Well, yeah, they're exploiting it because they're gonna make a lot of profit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then it's like, that's always been like the progression of shit. Like, Santa Ana used to be a fucking shithole. New York used to be a shithole.
Yeah.
And then people like fucking Trump, and then like all these fucking other developers came in, and then they started developing shit. And then like, that's why Trump got all kinds of bullshit, because everybody was like, oh, you were kicking people out. And he's like, nigga, everybody was kicking everybody out. So then there's like, that's the whole question, you know what I'm saying? It's like, when does it become cool? When is it not cool? I don't know, man. That's why I was like,
I don't think there's no like.
There's no answer.
It's a case by case basis.
I guess so. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. At the end of the day, Chuck's here with his window. Dude, I love that thing.
Dude, that thing's cool.
It's fucking dope. One of these days, I'm gonna have him fucking paint it. I'm gonna just like steal it, paint it. He's gonna be like, my car's gone. I'll be like, yeah, bro, I don't know what happened.
Who stole it?
And then he's gonna be reporting it stolen. 3 weeks later, hey, it's a prize. How fucked up would that be, man?